that when he talked to us down on the field.
That almost sounds like that was all Larry's throat.
The WPIAL asks that all spectators abide by the guidelines for good sportsmanship and proper conduct. That being said, tonight's officials are referee Wayne Mattis, umpire Jerry Jones, head linesman Mike Marshy, line judge Ed Fuller, field judge Patrick Frank, sun judge Rob Mance.
Welcome to WPIAL Football 2020 here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Tonight, it's the Penn Hills Indians and the Pine Richland Rams in a pivotal WPIAL 5A Northeast Conference showdown. Tonight's game is brought to you by Mr. Water Heater, Premier Medical, You Pull and Pay, Penn Hills Shop and Save, Seton Hill University, Excella Health, United States Air Force Reserve, California University of Pennsylvania, Crees Transportation, Carlow University, Comfort Keepers, and by Trib Total Media. This broadcast is copyright of the Penn Hills Football Network. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Penn Hills Football Network is strictly prohibited. A very pleasant good evening to you from UHAS McGinley Stadium in Penn Hills. Along with my broadcast partner, R.J. Licey, I'm Bill Navari. And R.J., tonight, that buzzsaw from the north comes down here to the east to take on the Penn Hills Indians.
Yeah, these Pine Richland Rams coming in, having an extra week. Last week's game against Gateway was postponed Friday morning, a little over 8 hours before the game was supposed to play, due to COVID-19 concerns of a couple players testing positive and couldn't go through with it. And here they are coming in this week against a pivotal Northeast Conference matchup, as you mentioned, both sitting tied for second right now in the standings, technically both 1-0. Winner will go on to tie North Hills for the lead. Loser will be tied for third place with Fox Chapel in the section. So an interesting game, and you mentioned the high-powered team, a historically powerful team in Pine Richland, normally up at the 6A level or Quad A as it used to be back in the day, and now they're in the 5A and coming down to face the Indians.
They were the 6A champions last year in the WPIAL, and they dropped to 5A this season, and everybody in 5A was happy to see that.
Yeah.
Well, more the merrier.
Yeah.
But Pine Richland Rams, they have an incredible offense led by their quarterback, Cole Spencer, throwing the football, a myriad of receivers he goes to, and not only with throwing, but also they're able to run the football as well.
Yeah, you look at Cole Spencer's numbers on the year so far, 36 for 51, 609 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Wide receivers, Eli Jokum leads the way with 7 receptions, 228 yards, 3 scores, and Alex Gochis, 11 receptions, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But you mentioned that rushing attack. Leading the way is Jordan Burns. He has 18 attempts for 121 yards. Doesn't have a score yet, but you got Tristan Taylor right behind him. 16 attempts, 118 yards, and a score. So a plethora of weapons for this Pine Richlands offense.
Defensively as well, they have a couple of strong linebackers. Harrison Hayes and the Penn Hills Rays, Miguel Jackson. Both Liberty University commits. So the Indians, not only are they going to have to try to stop the Pine Richlands offense, but they're also going to have to try to get by that Pine Richland defense.
Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding, and it's going to be – this is, besides the Woodland Hills game, that was a rivalry game, this is going to be a really big test for Julian Duggar as a freshman quarterback. This is going to use all his skill with his arm talent, his speed, his elusiveness in the backfield that he has shown so far. He's going to be put to the test tonight, and what he does – is going to determine how the rest of the offense goes, because if they have to watch out for him, it's going to open up plays for not only the running backs but also for the wide receivers.
Absolutely. Duggar's going to have a nice passing the football, but also that offensive line, not only are they going to have to give him protection against that Pine Richland defense, but they're also going to have to try to open up some holes, because the Indians are definitely going to need to get Dante Pollard, Derek Topek, and Jawan Brown, get them running the football so he can help get the pass out to some of his receivers, like Noel Roach, the Akron commit.
Yeah, you look at Roach on the year so far, 8 receptions, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Had a big game last week against Kiski. Jaden Duggar, his brother, since the beginning of the year really has faded off, but Noel Roach has really stepped in. This is where Jaden Duggar can come in, flying a little bit under the radar and look for that brother-to-brother connection. But you mentioned the backfield, a plethora of options when you got Dante Pollard, 20 attempts, 162 yards, a score. Derek Topek has 20 attempts, 138 yards, and 2 scores. And then Julian Duggar, he can get it done. If he finds that hole, he's going to take it himself, and he's going to run with it. He can pick up a lot of yards and can keep this offense moving when a chance is needed for him to pick up the ball and go and do something himself.
Kickoff was scheduled for 7 o'clock. We're now a little after 7. Neither team is on the field at the moment. I'm not sure if that's a TV issue. The CW in the house tonight, as well as KDKA Radio. Big night media-wise, which the reason why we're playing Saturday night is because the CW. And
yep.
We had a short week because the Indians played last Saturday. Coach wanted that extra day to prepare for Pine Richland, obviously. But then Pine Richland had 2 weeks to prepare for these Indians.
Yes. Well, I mean, we say 2 weeks, but they really had 1 week. They were prepared. They were ready for Gateway, and then the morning of that game gets postponed. So, they might have had 2 days extra compared to Penn Hills getting ready for this game. But it's going to be interesting to see, and you're going to see something special for the Indians tonight, coming out and maybe a little different look here and there. But it's going to be a fun one. And this is a matchup, last week's matchup, Gateway, Pine Richland, everyone was circling. This is another one, too, that, it's a historic game. It's 2 historic teams going at it. They're in the same conference, both trying to get into the playoffs. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
Penn Hills and Pine Richland have met 5 times in their history. Penn Hills won the first one. Pine Richland has won the last 4 meetings of the 2 teams. So Penn Hills looking to try to end that snide. A lot of folks mentioned to me, well, Pine Richland was off last week. Maybe they'll be a little rusty this week. Guffaw.
I don't. Yeah, the rust factor doesn't play in. I don't believe it. I mean, you look at the beginning of the year. Pine Richland comes off winning a championship last year, then comes in, has their first 2 games postponed, and they come out and beat Fox Chapel 53-7, and then beat Upper St. Clair 34-13. That's their 2 games they've played so far, giving them the 2-0 record, 1-0 in conference play. There wasn't much rust there, and I don't think there's going to be much rust tonight as well.
Well, the Pine Richland Rams have just taken the field. They headed over to the far side.
Donning their white jerseys with their green numerals and green bottoms with white pinstripe on the side with their white helmet and the Rams horn in green.
We're going to have to move the mouse over there so I don't inadvertently shut the stream off again.
We got the MiFi connected to power too. We're all ready to go today. We're set up.
I hope so.
I just see Penn Hills go to the near sideline, home, and donning their new red jerseys tonight.
Yeah, they're not new. They're actually old red jerseys, the new jerseys haven't come in yet, which is why we had a lot of number changes for tonight.
Yes, and you will see, we'll go through those as we get there. And the biggest one is to watch out for in the backfield tonight. It'll be not number 2, but number 14, Julian Duggar. He's one of the main changes tonight for the Indians, and we saw the coin toss take place earlier, and Pine Richland won the coin toss and elected to receive, and Penn Hills will kick left to right to start off.
Charlie Joe Rosemeyer back to kick off for Penn Hills. As
we're getting set for kickoff. New kicker tonight for the Indians. The number 24, Charlie Rosemeyer, will be doing the job, the junior.
Jonas Silverman out of action for tonight's game.
Back deep is Tristan Taylor and Brooks Eastbourne for the Rams.
Kickoff coming to the near side at the 8-yard line. Rams get a lane to the near side across the 30. And down at the 35-yard line is Brooks Eastbourne. And nice field position for that offense.
John Dawson assisted on the tackle.
Fine keeps it on the ground. The Indian defense will come up and stuff them for just a 2-yard gain.
Caden Schweiger on the carry.
That's Caden Schweiger.
Brought down by number 20, Johan Brown.
And a good start there. Short run, able to hold the edge and contain.
We've got a little bit of halfback pass, and it's picked off by the Indians. Dante Pollard
Cole Spencer pass. Intercepted.
somehow managed to pick off Cole Spencer. And the Indians get the first break of the game and will take over in great field position with 11:22 to go.
Yeah, Pollard just came up, and it was kind of a read option and the RPO play, and decided to keep it was Cole Spencer. He rolled out and didn't expect Pollard to reach up a hand, tipped it up in the air, and nice job by Pollard to read it, pick it off, and keep it himself, and quick turnover. And these are the opportunities that Penn Hills is going to need tonight and to capitalize on tonight.
Duggar from the pistol keeps it on the ground. Topek tries to go left side, nothing doing there. Zach Waranka comes up to make the tackle for the Rams.
Derek Topek on the carry.
He lost of about 2.
By number 44, Zach Warinka.
Yeah, Warinka just did a nice job getting upfield quickly and wrapping up Derek Topek in the backfield. But that's what we've seen this Indians offense likes to do. They like to get the running game first and then lead into the passing game.
Duggar with Topek to his left. Like Topek moved a little bit, nothing was called, and the pass will be complete out to Brendan Hill down to the 29-yard line, picks up about 7.
Duggar pass complete to number 22, Brendan Hill.
Quick slant right in the little zone, in the gap behind the linebackers, and picks up 7.
You know, we mentioned the Indians are going to need some breaks in this game here to try to stay in it, and they get a break on the second play of the game.
Yep.
Now, the key for Penn Hills is to take advantage of these opportunities presented to them by Pine Richland. Duggar takes off running himself. Cuts it up underneath. Brought down by the helmet. A penalty flag will come in. Look at some extra yardage there. Luke Miller got the paws around the helmet. Duggar picked up about 4 on the carry. And they're probably going to add an extra 15 onto this. We're half the distance to the goal because we're inside the 30.
Yep, personal foul face mask.
We'll give the Indians a first down.
Personal foul, face mask.
Well, the ball was at the 27-yard line. That should move it down to about the 14. That's what they will do. Now here's situation for Penn Hills. They're down inside the 20, but now they're without their field goal kicker, though.
But we're going to have to see what Rosemeyer has tonight potentially, but still going to try to get into the end zone first.
Duggar throws left side on the wide receiver screen, and Pine Richland was right there. Eli Yoakum not fooled at all. Penn Hills will lose 5.
Duggar pass complete to Brendan Hill.
Brendan Hill with his second reception here in this drive.
Just looking for a quick hit, and the safety comes rushing up, makes a beautiful tackle for the loss, and a little more room to work with, but a couple more yards to gain.
I think for the Indians, you need to throw downfield. Pine Richland is just a bit too quick to try that wide receiver screen stuff. Read option by Duggar. Keeps it himself, gets to the 15-yard line.
Duggar on the keeper.
And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12. The Indians need to get inside the 3-yard line for a 1st and goal.
3rd down.
I think you look at 4-down territory here. Try, depending on how much you get on this play. If you get close to the sticks, I think you'll keep the offense out.
Yes, I would agree so. And we've seen now twice they're relying on the running ability of Julian Duggar. He drew the face mask on the last time, and this time picks up a couple, but still 3rd and long.
Duggar throws towards the end zone inside the 5. Indians will be close to a 1st down. It'll be at the 4-yard line. Needed 12, got 11. It'll be 4th and 1. I think they got enough on that play to go for it on 4th down.
I would agree. I would agree wholeheartedly there. And that's just a beautiful. We saw that connection last week. A little curl route, quick, with no Roach, and the timing's impeccable between the two of them with Duggar and Roach.
Jeremiah Hasley kept him from getting the 1st down and possibly a touchdown. Duggar keeps it himself when he's hit in the backfield and brought down. Luke Miller. They'll drop him for a loss of 2, and the Indians turn it over on downs at the 6-yard line. Wow. Same straight turn. I guess that's a turnover, sort of.
Yeah, turnover on downs. I mean, it doesn't go as a technical turnover, but nonetheless, it acts as one, but it also pins Pine Richland deep in its own territory. But they were expecting that one. They were expecting the QB keep, and that was just easy for Pine Richland to read that one and come rushing up the field.
Seven plays for the Indians. They go 28 yards and turn the ball over to the Pine Richland Rams inside the 7. Nice play by Luke Miller. Read that, just came in.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays where he made up for the face mask penalty earlier. He was the one that got called for the one on Julian Duggar, and that time he makes a clean tackle and brings him down and doesn't let him get in close, pushes him back, actually.
So we have the TV timeout by the CW.
It's going to be fun to get used to that.
Well, you know.
It's hard sometimes, not used to it all the time, but just great to have them in the same building vicinity as us.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate those of you who are watching our live stream of this game, considering there are other options. .7:36 to go here in the first. We are still scoreless. Penn Hills, Pine Richland. Pine Richland, their second possession of the game, only their third offensive play here. Ran 2 on the first drive. Second play was an interception by Dante Pollard. Big hole left side. It'll close quickly, but not until looked like Schweiger got out to the 11-yard line. So it was Schweiger, picks up about 4.
Yeah, that was just a nice hole opened up by the left side of the line for Pine Richland.
Spencer takes a high snap. It was dropped back. Looks right side. Throws pass through the hands of Dallas Cassiani. It was Charlie Mill.
Just a late pass behind him. He had him wide open in the little zone there at the 20-yard line.
3rd down for the Rams. Schweiger will go in motion off to the right. Cole Spencer will throw to the near side. Had a man out in the flat. Again, it was Charlie Mill, but he let him too much. And the Rams will go 3 and out here early.
Yeah, and you can see there Spencer's telling him, hey, I'm expecting you to go towards the sideline, go out more, and instead of just sitting on the pocket. He was thinking of more of a little out route than the sharp curl. But nonetheless, great job by the Penn Hills Indians forcing the punt unit to come on the field.
Noel Roach stands back at his own 50. Zach Wawrinka will punt for the Rams. Pine Richland's still too much time here. But I'm sure the Indians would like to decline that one. But you can't. That's a dead ball foul.
Yeah. I'll back him up to the what'll be the 7-yard line now. They have it spotted as the snap rolls to Wawrinka, able to get it off. A wobbling punt lands at the 35, and it'll be down around the 40, 41-yard line. That ball could have rolled out a little bit further, and they're actually going to officially spot it at the 39-yard line of Pine Richland. So another great field position to start for this Penn Hills Indians offense. And last time was able to drive deep into the Rams territory, but unsuccessful to complete the drive.
We have to do everything in this booth.
You know, other duties as assigned is the greatest phrase in the world.
The Indians at the 39-yard line of the Rams. Indians with great starting field position tonight. Unable to take advantage of it in the first drive. They turn it over at the 6-yard line. But Topek will get down to the 34. Picks up about 5. Indians are going to need to be able to run the football tonight to have any success.
Yeah, and you have to pick up between 3 and 5 yards on the first down. And that sets up your offense for so many more plays and more options with as many talented pieces as the Indians have.
Topek shifts to the left. Pistol, Pollard. Gets hit in the backfield. He'll lose 2. Did a nice job of not losing 5. And the Indians will be looking at a 3rd and about 7. Zach Wawrinka come in to make the tackle.
Yeah, he bullied right through Damian Moultrie and hit Pollard in the backfield. And luckily, Pollard was able to stay on his feet, as you mentioned. We'd be talking 3rd and 10 instead of 3rd and 8.
Dogger takes a snap. Will roll this way. Looks downfield. He's reading, looking for somewhere to go. Is he going to tuck it up? Yes, he is, but he's hit. He'll get down to the 35-yard line.
Duggar on the keeper.
He'll pick up 2.
Tackle by Wawrinka.
That's going to be a yard. It'll be 4th and 6. I think if you're the Indians, you kind of play the field position game here.
Yeah, that was great coverage defense there. Duggar had time, tried to look, couldn't find a man, and did the smart thing, not force one and keep it. But yeah, I feel like you have to play the field position game here and try to pooch punt it something deep into the ends into the territory. But so far,
the offense, unless they're going to quick kick it. Clock rolling under 5 minutes, scoreless here in the first. Well, they're going to run a play. Duggar rolls to his left, has a little bit of a lane. Will throw, gets a pass away. It's caught for a first down. Gets the pass out to Chase Barney at the 25-yard line.
Duggar pass complete to number 17. Chase.
That's a first down for the Indians.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play, and great job by Duggar to stand in there and take a hit, too, at the end of that one. and able to complete that pass for the first down.
Nothing doing there for Alan Parker. He'll lose 3. I mean, the kid's getting the handoff. He's getting tackled. I mean, the Penn Hills line needs to give them guys a little bit more time than that.
Well,
that's a great job by the Pine Richland defensive line, too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, and that's that blitz. That's Miller coming up through the gap. He sees it and goes full speed, and there's nothing you can do. And now already facing a 2nd and long.
Dogger down the sideline, has a man, and a pass too far for Roach. It was great coverage on the play. Step for step with him was Charlie Mill. Now it brings up a 3rd down and 12. Maybe 13, excuse me.
Yeah, and that was, like you mentioned, it was a beautiful pass into that, going towards that far corner end zone pylon. But Charlie Mill step for step with Roach, and that's trying to squeeze a thread through the needle eye, and that one's a hard one to get in there, especially at any level of football, not just high school.
Well, we saw NC State doing that today.
Yes, we did, unfortunately.
Dogger play action, throws, pass underneath the Roach on the wide receiver screen, and he'll get down to the 24-yard line, where it brings up a 4th and 9.
Dogger pass complete to Roach.
Beautiful job there by Sam Neal. Was able to read the little wide receiver bubble screen. Everyone else bid on it, but he stayed home and was able to make the tackle. And otherwise, we could be talking about potentially a 4th and short or 1st down for the Indians.
Clock rolling under 3 minutes to go here in the scoreless first period. Dogger looks, throws, down, pass. Too high for Roach. Coverage by Sam Neal. And for the 2nd time in this quarter, the Indians will turn the ball over on downs. This time coming with 2:57 to go here in the first. Pine Richland will take over at their own 24-yard line. Again, the Indians' 2 offensive possessions in this quarter started at the Pine Richland 34 and the Pine Richland 39, and the Indians were unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, that was beautiful coverage there by Sam Neal. Able to stay on the backside of Roach, not cause a penalty, no holding, no pass interference, but clean coverage there. And as you mentioned, the Indians not able to capitalize. And that's what Coach Ladon mentioned after the Woodland Hills game, that we weren't able to capitalize on the opportunities that were given to us. And so far, the Indians have had 2 great opportunities and have come away with 0 points here in the first.
Once again, we're in the TV timeout.
Yeah, we'll take some looks at some scores from 5A yesterday. Games going on. We got West Allegheny defeating Bethel Park 17-7. South Fayette defeated Moon 28-13. Franklin Regional doubles Connellsville 42-21. Penn Trafford defeated Woodland Hills 38-6. Fox Chapel defeated Shaler 36-21, and North Hills defeating Kiski 42-20 in your Class 5A matchups. Some other big scores. Aliquippa defeated Beaver 50-7. So not as bad as the Quaker Valley game, but still putting up a 50 spot in the game. Keysport, local team, defeating Ringgold 54-0 yesterday.
Roll Tigers. How about them Stangs? Roll Stangs.
Yes.
Plum Mustangs moving to 4-0. Getting into a big matchup next week at Hampton. Luke Miller goes in motion, and they'll run this way. That's Schweiger out to the 26-yard line for 2.
Brought down by
Noel Roach on the tackle for the Indians.
Assisted by Bakari Hopkins.
Spencer takes a snap. And Pine Richland keeps it on the ground again to Schweiger. We'll get out to the 30-yard line for another 3. Sets the Rams up for 3rd and 5. Manageable.
For 53, Josh Wade.
Picking up the pace. They get to the line early, and then they get the call from the sideline. And everyone's turned to the far side. These running plays, you're wondering, all right, when's the big pass coming? When's that big play coming for these Rams?
That's what they're setting up for. No, Spencer pulls it out, throws underneath, the pass complete. And it'll be a first down for the Rams. Eli Yoakum.
Pass complete to number 5, Eli Joko.
He'll pick up about 7 yards. And that is Pine Richland's first down of this game. Spencer will throw again on the play action. Looks, throws, right side pass, wide open as a man. Inside Penn Hills territory, down to the 48-yard line is Alex Gokis.
Complete to Alex Gokis.
That's 16 yards.
By Dante Pollard.
And Pine Richland doesn't waste any time getting their second first down.
No, they got the offense in rhythm now.
Schweiger, right side, looks for somewhere to go, does. Schweiger picks up about 8, maybe 9 yards here on first down.
Schweiger on the carry. Brought down by
We'll give him
number
8, called
17.
second, 9, second down and 1. As you said, Pine Richland quickly to the line. And the Indians jump off sides and give them the easy first down.
And that's where that tempo comes into play. You get used to that quick to the line, first snap, go. Quick to the line, first snap, go. The Indians then get into rhythm with it. And you do that one fake hard snap, kind of like NC State did today with Pitt. And they look to the sideline, 2 players jump off sides, and an easy first down pickup.
Each team with 3 first downs in the quarter, neither with a score. Spencer throws, right side has a man. Schweiger. Schweiger will have a first down for the Rams. Gets 10. No Roach on the tackle.
Spencer pass complete to Schweiger.
And that was a beautiful wheel route by Schweiger. He was in the backfield to the right of Spencer and just went out along the sideline. Easy pitch and catch between the running back and quarterback.
Rams keep it on the ground inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. Brooks Eastburn with a nice carry down to the 9-yard line. 13 yards for Brooks.
Play resumed. And Pine Richland, first and goal.
And Eastburn gives him a first and goal. High pass to Spencer out in the flat on the right side, intended for Gokis.
Spencer pass incomplete.
Stops the clock with 32 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and that pass was high because Spencer had to get it off quickly because the Indians brought the pressure and they got home. And Spencer just got it out and over top his wide receiver. But you can afford that here in first and goal territory.
Trips to the near side for the Rams. Single receiver to the right is Gokis. Spencer's looking that way. He's flushed out of the pocket. Throws underneath, the pass complete. Inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. That's Eli Yoakum again.
Spencer pass complete. Eli Joko.
And it'll be down to about the 2-yard line. Pick up about 7, and it's 3rd and goal for the Rams.
And we mentioned pregame how Eli Yoakum is one of the big targets for Cole Spencer.
Empty set, high snap, swing pass this side. Schweiger trying to get to the outside and unable to go down at the 5-yard line.
Spencer pass complete.
Chase Barney with the tackle. They'll actually lose 3. Now it's 4th down. If you're Pine Richland, it looks like they're keeping the offense out. And you know what? They're going to talk it over because the quarter's going to come to an end. After 1, your score. Penn Hill 0, Pine Richland 0. You're watching the WPIAL on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. So now it's time to flip the rosters.
Flip the rosters, flip the field, and
that's it. No, they're talking it over there. It's 4th and goal. They're calling it the 4-yard line. Might be closer to the 5, but no, you're going to try to, you go for it here, and if you don't get it, you pin the Indians inside the 5, or do you take the 3?
I'm going for it. You know, I'm playing the field position with, just like the Indians did. Penn Hills really didn't do anything on the last drive. Besides the face mask penalty that gave them a first down, there really wasn't any opportunities for the Indians offense to get moving. I'm liking the way my defense is playing. If I'm Pine Richland, I'm going for it. If we don't get in, guess what? Pinch it deep in your own end zone.
I'm agreeing with you. I am agreeing.
It's gonna be. We saw, and that was a great play by Barney, coming off, slipping off a blocker, a wide receiver, making initial contact, and I believe it was also Roach came in and finished him off for the tackle, and that's just great teamwork. That's how you were able to do that on those little screen plays with the running back coming out of the backfield. And it looked like at first it might have been an easy touchdown, but great job by the Indians, able to shed a couple blockers and make the tackle for a loss.
Well, we talked about the Pine Richland defense before game, but, you know, the Indian defense is no slouch in itself.
No. You look at it on the year so far, yeah, they've given up 27 and 26, and then Kiski last week, feels like yesterday sometimes, but defense has been really solid so far for the Indians on the year.
Spencer with Schweiger to his right. On 4th down from inside the 5, 4th and goal. Tight formation. Lone receiver split out to the right is Charlie Mill. They go double tight. Or excuse me. They go double tight. Spencer rolls this way, throws back up underneath, and the pass incomplete. They're going to throw a flag on that? No. A little bit of contact early by Pollard. Nothing called. And the Indians will take over on downs here. Each team, that's 3 times we've seen, you know, a team turn the ball over on downs here in this half, and that was the first play of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a chess match, and that was just great defense by Dante Pollard. And it might have looked like a little contact, but you're also saying both are going down low for the ball. It was a low pass, you know. There's going to be contact when you're going for that. And ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and great job by the Indians. Bring pressure, force Spencer out of the pocket, not let him get comfortable, and forcing the turnover on downs.
Good news for the Indians. They stop Pine Richland on the 4th and goal. We remain scoreless.
Bad news is you're on 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line.
Against a good defense, too.
Yes.
Pollard with some room across the 10. He'll be close to a first down. He'll be just short at the 12. Picks up 8. And that is just what the doctor ordered on first down there.
That'll take care of the business that you want right there on 1st and 10 with the end zone looming behind your offense. Nice 8-yard run by Dante Pollard. Looks like he was going to be bunched up around 2-yard gain and then all of a sudden busted through and
I'd run the same thing right here.
Yes.
I mean, Indians get a first down here. That gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone. You know, they get them close to the 20. And nothing much doing there for the Indians. I think it was Cam Hopkins going right, and the Indians on a 2nd and 2 now face a 3rd and 6. It's a loss of 4. You know, I don't think you can outrun Pine Richland laterally. I think you just have to go north and south.
No, not these linebackers. These linebackers, once they see a gap, they're going to go for it. They're going to hit it as fast as the running backs are, and that's what happened. Warinka beat Hopkins to the spot.
Duggar takes a nice snap, steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off running, dives ahead across the 10. We'll have the first down at the 17-yard line. 8-yard scamper for the young freshman. And the Indians quickly to the line. Indians imitating the Pine Richland offense now here.
And we've seen this a little bit in the season, and that's what's gotten the rhythm going for this Indians offense.
Pollard again dives out to the 20-yard line for 3.
Dante Pollard on the carry.
And again, it's that north and south running that the Indians are able to have some limited success with. It's when they try to go laterally that Pine Richland usually is dropping them for a loss.
Yes, and you're starting to see when you attack up the middle, let your line do a little bit of work, you're getting what you want on the offense. And that first down pickup by Duggar, we mentioned, he's going to have to make some plays like that tonight to give his team a really good chance. And that's what the doctor ordered on that play.
2nd and 7 for the Indians in a scoreless first half. Duggar's going to throw, looking, throwing one downfield, and that one's a bit too far for Roach. Why not? The Indians going deep, try to keep that Pine Richland defense honest. Instead of trying to put 8-9 men in that box up front, and you're just saying, hey, we're going to throw the football too.
Yeah, you got to challenge the corners and the safeties a little bit, and so far they have stayed exactly with the Indians' wide receivers and staying right on their hip. But it keeps the defense true to open up other aspects of your game.
3rd down for the Indians. Duggar's going to roll this way. Looking downfield. He's going to check it up. Yes, he is going to run. Duggar has some room across the 25, and he'll have a first down at the 27-yard line.
Duggar on the keeper.
Needed 7. Got 7.
Tackle by Sam Neal. That play results in Penn Hills.
When I call his name, talking about him, he needs to make those kind of plays. That's what you need. You got that dual threat quarterback where he can do it all. We got a whistle and stoppage.
Don Ladon on the field discussing something with the officials. Is that a sideline warning?
I don't know if it was a sideline warning or what. It was definitely an interesting meeting.
Well, we saw Coach Ladon come off the field and started yelling at everybody to back up. Duggar flushed out of a pocket, gets the pass away, throws downfield, and throws it out of bounds.
Duggar pass incomplete.
Heads up play by the freshman to avoid the sack. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 instead of a 2nd and 18.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. And he also looked for his wide receiver in the area so he wouldn't get an intentional grounding at the same time. He looked for Noel Roach to throw it in his area. Smart play there, heads up play by the freshman QB.
Indians keep it on the ground. Alan Parker to the 30 for 2. And it'll be another 3rd down and long. We'll see if Duggar scrambles for the first down again here.
Or be able to complete a pass. We don't know. This has been, even though the Indians were backed up to their own 4-yard line, the most sustained offensive drive for Penn Hills, completing plays left and right to pick up the first down.
Yeah, still scoreless here in the first half. Penn Hills, Pine Richland. 8:10 on a running clock to go here in the second quarter.
I think we're going to get a timeout. Coach Ladon's out on the field, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Timeout Penn Hills. 8:06 to go. First half scoreless. Penn Hills, Pine Richland here on the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Surprised that we're still scoreless at this point in this game?
Not really. And I'm not going to say it was the 2 weeks off for Pine Richland. Their offense still looks good. You have two good defensive teams. The Indians, they get teared up, a couple, like you mentioned in the North Allegheny game. It was a couple plays here and there that caught them. And it was the same thing for the Woodland Hills game. Besides Dante Williams, it was a tight game, really, between the two teams. So the defense has been there for the Indians, and that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a slugfest between the two.
So now I'm not sure what, I guess Ladon wanted to discuss the 3rd down and long play. So I don't know if it's going to be extended timeout if the CW has gone to a commercial break. So we shall see.
Trying to look down, we have a man in the orange vest as our commercial man tonight, or in college we like to call him the man in the red hat.
I call him the man in the yellow hat.
There you go. See?
That's the Curious George reference.
Yep.
And if you see them at the NFL, they have the big oven mitts, the orange oven mitts.
Orange oven mitts where they're waving on people.
I mean, the kind of oven mitts they wear in a steel mill. I mean, the whole body oven mitts.
Yes. But he's the man that's relaying from the truck to the officials, and we'll have to see if that was turned into a TV timeout.
All right, we saw the Indian cheerleaders performing here during the timeout. Well, they're up in the stands. They're not down on the track as per usual.
With the Indians band also in the stands, not in their traditional uniforms, but
you could see we saw the cheerleaders here just a moment ago. Now timeout over. Indians with the 3rd and long.
No, we're still. Yep, we're in the.
Oh no, there we go.
We're gonna start now. CW is ready for us.
Duggar looks right, runs right. Running for his life, looking, gets a pass away, and the pass is caught. It'll be short of the first down, but Topek catches it at the 33-yard line.
Duggar pass complete to Derek Topek.
It's a 4th and 5, and I'm sure the Indians bring on the punting unit. I think Julian Duggar will stay on to do the punting for the Indians. And he does, in fact, drop back.
And a quick change for the Rams.
Rams keep 10 men up close to the line. I see the quarterback back there. I know there's a potential for anything here.
I believe Andrew Mellis is the man deep for the Rams.
Duggar gets the kick away. Will hit it to 32-yard line. Picked up there by the Rams. And a nice play there to get out to the 37-yard line, and a nice tackle as well. It was Andrew Mellis with the return and Alan Parker with the tackle. Pine Richland will take over with 7:05 to go here in the first half. We are still scoreless, and Pine Richland will have it at their own 37-yard line.
And Coach LaDawn was calling for a block in the back, and there was one that was kind of close. It looked like the players were more shoulder to shoulder than they were actually a pure shove in the back, as we've seen before. But great punt by Julian Duggar, and 1st and 10 for the Rams.
High snap, Spencer. Wide receiver screen right side, and the Indians are right there. Jokum hauls it in, but he'll lose 2.
Joe Shem on the reception. Tackled by Jawan Brown and Dante Pollard.
Brown and Pollard on the tackle for the Indians.
Beautiful job reading through the screen and tackle for loss.
Spencer again looks that way. Pass complete underneath and catches it. No Roach as he comes up with it.
Spencer pass complete.
Are they going to call it a reception?
I believe so, yeah. We're going to say gain to the 39.
No, that is a completion.
Third down.
It's 3rd down and 8. Spencer looks downfield, flushed out of the pocket, goes off to his left, looks, and gets a pass away, throws it out of bounds, and it'll bring up a 4th down. He avoided the sack. I mean, the coverage on the play was excellent by the Indians. Spencer had nowhere to go with that ball, and wisely just threw it away, and it's a 4th down. And the 2nd, 3rd, and 3 and out by the Rams here in the half.
Yeah, nice job by Luke Puglisi. He was the one that was pushing the pressure on Spencer at the end there. And
I mean, if you were to start looking at stats right now, the Penn Hills offense, big edge statistically in this game, I do believe.
yeah,
Pine Richland had the one drive where they turned it over at the 4-yard line, then from the 24 to the 4.
yep.
That's a nice, big drive for them. But Pine Richland, 2 plays, there's your drives at the half. 2 plays and an interception. 3 and out. They had the long drive where they turned it over at the 4, and now they're going to go 3 and out here if they do, in fact, kick.
Yeah, it is definitely a big
So the Indian defense has risen to the occasion so far in the half. I mean, there's 5:59 to go. We're still scoreless.
Yep.
Penn Hills gets the ball to start half number 2, which, I mean, we're not at that point yet, but, I mean, we're still, just under the midway point here of the second quarter. But again, we are scoreless.
Give credit to the Indians' defense. I mean, both teams have been playing really well defensively.
I'll tell you.
Both have been putting pressure on each other's quarterbacks and not letting them create any plays.
CW, I should be enjoying this one. They're getting a good game here tonight so far.
A good game.
As are we.
Yes, and this is the game.
As are we. We'd like to thank the several hundred of you tuned in tonight to our broadcast. Bill Navarre along with R.J. Licey. Hits at the 35, and
Flag on the play.
Pine Richland down at the 39. There was a penalty flag.
I think we're going
Looks like it's going to go against Pine Richland, and the Indians will decline it. It is an illegal formation against Pine Richland.
Pine Richland.
So the Penn Hills takes over with 5:51 to go. Of course, you're not going to want them to re-kick.
I think they are.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, I think they're going to make him re-kick. It looks like he's taking it.
Oh, wow. I thought I saw LaDawn doing the wave off.
No, I think he pointed to, like, put it on them back there and make it a 4th and 13.
Nah.
Might get a shank punt this time,
There's a Strauss in the house up in the booth. All right. Now, if only we can get Smoking Joe up in the booth one of these games. Spencer, high kick. Indians had nobody back, and oh my, it's going to be I think Coach LaDawn's going to regret that one. Penn Hills could have had it close to the 30-yard line, but now they redo the kick, and it rolls down to the 8.
Penn Hills begins their drive on the 8-yard line.
My goodness, sometimes that's why it's better to just take the ball and go.
Yeah, and, hindsight's 20/20, and no returner backer, which was a little interesting for myself, as that was a beautiful kick, 58 yards.
I mean, you looked at Cole Spencer is the punter, but he's not dropping back 15 yards. He was only about 6 yards back, unless they were looking at, if we're only going to snap at 6 yards, you can try to get a rush in to try to block it, but
yeah, that might have been the thought.
You play a little roulette. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Long field now for the Indians. Duggar steps up, quarterback draw. Oh, pick up maybe a yard.
That's what it looks like, just 1 yard. Miller coming up to make the tackle. An interesting call, nonetheless, on the penalty.
It looks like the Indians are keeping those linebackers in closer line, maybe trying to set up a little short passes over the middle behind them.
We've seen a couple of them completed so far, whether it's right behind the middle or over the flats.
It's an excellent game so far here tonight. I hope you're all enjoying it as much as we are. If you like defense, this is the game for you. Pass complete on the inside. Caught for a first down at the 20-yard line. DeAndre Mitchell. That's 11 yards. And a first down. That was some chutzpah there. You get that pass off. Duggar stood in the pocket. A lot of poise for a freshman to stand and face that rush and get that pass away. Excellent job. Again, it was behind the linebackers and over the middle, just as we just mentioned. The Indians don't need to throw the ball far. Just get some positive yardage. Duggar, he'll be sacked back at the 15-yard line. Loss of 6.
Run down in the backfield by number 44, Zach Warenka.
Zach Warenka, who's been everywhere tonight for the Pine Richland Rams with the sack.
And Duggar officially at first evades the initial rush, but then he runs into his own offensive lineman, and that was just the end for him there. And now you're going to have to see some more of those medium to long passes.
Yeah, again, credit them, though. They're just not just trying to throw the ball somewhere. Indians on a little delay up the middle, back out to the 19-yard line. Pickup of about 5 for Derek Topek. And it'll be third, and we'll call it 12 for the Indians. Clock, 3:25 and running here in the first half. Scoreless, Penn Hills, Pine Richland, UHAS McGinley Stadium in beautiful Penn Hills, Pennsylvania.
And, you know, last week you and I were talking, we'd rather see those defensive battle games. Well, here we are tonight.
I'm telling you.
We got it.
You know, I don't know. I'm old school. To me, football is defense. Doggers pass, tipped and almost intercepted by guess who? Zach Warenka. But it falls incomplete, and the Indians are going to have to leave Duggar on to punt. Clock will stop with 2:56 to go. Pine Richland, all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, it'll look like Miguel Jackson was the man initially that got the hand up that tipped the ball in the air, and Warenka almost reaped the benefits of that deflection.
Dogger takes a low snap, gets the kick away. It's a short kick. It might have been touched. And it takes a roll for the Rams, almost to the line of scrimmage. It's about a 5-yard punt. Net. I think the Rams may have got the hand on it because it didn't go very far. The Rams will have possession at the 24-yard line with 2:46 to go.
Yeah, that ball definitely looked like it. There was 2 Ram defenders there on him, and it looked like it was deflected. That ball just came out, and it was a low snap, and the rush and everything combined, and Duggar's the one who has to run up on it and down it, actually, before it rolls any further into the Indian territory.
I don't know, he saved it by becoming a negative punt.
Yeah, he did. We go from a 58-yard punt to a 5.
That's the thing about having an oblong ball. It can bounce any which way.
You never know. You may never know.
What a gorgeous night for football.
Oh, beautiful. Fall weather has been spectacular.
I'll tell you what, several years ago, we were hosting some games here, and there were some state games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had Pine Richland, Penn Trafford in the semifinal game here. This place was beautiful. It was Berlin and Farrell, and the state semifinal game was here, and it was in December. It was a beautiful night. I mean, we were up here in shorts, doing this game. But it was interesting. All the houses that, you don't see too many of them right now because the leaves are on the trees. But there's these, the plenty of homes behind all the trees over there. You can see the houses, and they all had the Christmas lights up on them.
Oh, that'd be a beautiful sight.
It was incredible. I mean, you don't ordinarily see that because the season ends, usually on the home stage first or second week in November. But, as we've gone through that way, but to see Christmas lights up on the hill and still had a beautiful weather that fall, yeah, it was impressive. Of course, that's why Pine Richland doesn't like. I remember that game when Penn Trafford, beat them late. One of the best games I've ever had the privilege of watching. Got to see it from up here in the booth, but Pine Richland and Penn Trafford here. Spencer thrown to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Pine Richland. Eli Yoakum on the reception, and the Pine Richland Rams strike first.
Well, only needed 7 seconds on that one. That was quick and easy, and that was just as soon as the snap went back to Spencer, he was looking right the entire way to Yoakum, and just an easy drop it into the bread basket.
That was just a simple timing.
And that's where you get that star wide receiver, that star quarterback. They have that. They'll click, and they're going to get it going eventually.
Pine Richland to try the point after. Low snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:39 to go, first half. Pine Richland 7, Penn Hills nothing. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. 24 yards, one play.
That's it. That's all it takes. And we knew eventually that Pine Richland offense was going to connect. We were waiting for the play, and that was it. And now this is the opportunity. How will Penn Hills respond? We've seen the first score. Does that break open the floodgates, the levees kind of open up a little bit? We see more and more of the offense. We'll have to wait and see. But tonight, if we got to look at it, Duggar's done a great job. Under a lot of pressure, he's made the smart plays, the right plays. He's had to take care of himself. He's made some beautiful throws. Can they get the running game going a little bit more than what has already happened so far for the Indians?
Indians with an opportunity here, though. If they're able to come down and get some points on the board before halftime, they get the ball to start half number 2. So they could have back-to-back possessions here to try to get back into this game, or even possibility of taking the lead. But they need to get on the board before this half ends. And Pine Richland, of course, do the best to keep them off. And Pine Richland would like to get the ball back and try to score again before halftime. Kick taken at the 14-yard line. Pollard looks for somewhere to go, and he just goes out to the 20.
Dante Pollard on the return.
Indians 1 timeout left. 2:36 to go here in the half. They now trail by 7. In case you're wondering, Air Force is on top of Navy right now. They're up 9. Indians keep it on the ground. Big hole. Nice carry. Topek across the 40-yard line behind the defense. Topek inside the Pine Richland 40 and down at the Pine Richland 34-yard line. 46 yards for Derek Topek. Biggest gain of the night for either team, and that puts the Indians in business. Well, mark him at the Pine Richland 35.
Well, I mentioned getting the running game going more often, and 45 yards later, Derek Topek says, here's your running game for you.
Duggar. Flushed right, looks downfield, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. We're not going to mark him. Actually picks up 1.
Yeah. But another smart play by the freshman QB. Didn't force it downfield.
Absolutely.
Rolled out to the near side.
Enjoyed watching his maturation here, and just what was his 4th game?
Yes, that's the thing, and we talked about that early in the season too. You're going to see that as the year goes on. He's going to mature and grow, and we're already seeing it in Game 4. The decision-making is there. We already knew the athleticism was there. It was getting the decision-making and the timing, and he's starting to get it down.
And a little bit of self-confidence. Looks like this is a broken play. Was it supposed to go to Pollard?
It looked like Pollard was supposed to come to the left side, and he went to the right.
Duggar brought down in the backfield by Warrinka.
So the Indians will lose 5.
And get a Rams timeout.
Yeah, we're call timeout with 2. They're anticipating getting the ball back, as we had mentioned. They're looking forward to that. Indians with a 3rd and 14. Now, if you're Penn Hills, do you run the ball and make them use a timeout? They have 2 left. Or are you trying for the first down? If I'm me, I can throw the ball. I'm throwing the ball, going for the first down.
Yep, I'm trying to get. It's one of those plays where you're going to Duggar, you're like, hey, we're going to pass. If nothing's open and you got a lane, go for it. Go for the run. Try to get up as many yards as you can. Because you know down this deep in the territory, you're probably going to go for it if it's 4th and medium or shorter. At this point, you only have 1 timeout for the Indians. Punting, you're not really going to do much. You could do a quick little pooch punt, but you're this deep, you might as well just go for it on 4th down 7-0. You get the ball to start the second half as well. But as you mentioned, that last play, it looked like a broken play. Pollard went to the right. He looked like he was supposed to come to the left side. And Duggar standing there just like, okay, what do I do now?
Hello.
No one's home. Bueller, and it just takes off. And nothing he could do there.
They just don't turn the ball over.
Yep. And, did the right thing, not trying to force anything. You're trying to pick up yards what you can. And shocker, Warrinka was there again for another tackle.
Indians will throw left side. They're headed out towards Chase Barney, incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down, and Indians will keep the offense on the field.
4th down.
They're calling for the punt team.
Yep.
I was say, why not keep the offense on the field? The defense has played well. They're down 7-0, but it was a 24-yard drive, one play.
Yeah, it was the first play. It was off a bad punt, and it was an easy pitch and catch connection.
Paul will hit it to 10-yard line, take a Indian bounce. It'll go dead at the 6-yard line.
Punt by Duggar is down to the 6-yard line.
So now if you're Pine Richland, you just try to run out the clock here? Or are you throwing the ball downfield?
I'm taking a couple shots.
Why
You
not?
might as well. You got 2 timeouts. You connected on a big pass already. You've had a couple opportunities. I'm going for it. You might as well. You have a minute 58 to work with. You might be able to throw a run in there here and there, but I'm going for the plays. I'm trying to get as much field covered as possible.
Spencer from his own end zone throwing downfield, has a man behind the defense. And the pass is caught out close to the 40-yard line. Luke Miller with a diving catch at the 39.
Play results in a Pine Richland first.
That's a 33-yard pickup, 1st down Rams, and as you said, you're going for it.
And that pass was actually on the backside of Miller. Miller had to adjust midair while diving for it. Beautiful pass and catch.
Spencer throws near side, wide open. Pass complete at the 49-yard line. It's Alex Gokis. 10 yards, another 1st down.
And now you have time to work with. You're already at the 49, minute 33 to go.
Plenty of time in midfield. 2 timeouts. Spencer under pressure. And he'll be hit, and he gets the pass away.
Spencer pass incomplete.
Not the pass away before the knees went down. Clock will stop with 1:28 to go.
Nice job by Keith Pellman, was the one who came from that far side. Beat the tackle and almost looked for a second. Spencer was going to complete the pass from almost his knees, but able to do so. I think we might get a
123 and 23.
I need to fix the clock down to 1:23. Interesting formation for the Rams. Wide receiver screen, right side. And the Indians are there. Yoakum able to pick up about 3 yards, maybe 4.
Spencer pass complete to Yoakum.
Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run.
Tackle by Jawan. Brown. 3rd down.
Spencer throwing one downfield, has a man behind the defense. Touchdown, Pine Richland, Alex Coaches. 47 yards.
Spencer pass complete to Goches.
Touchdown, Pine Richland.
Play results in a Pine Richland touchdown.
And that was just an easy play there. Goches just burns his man, gets behind the defense. Really, Spencer had 2 options there. As he also, Yoakum was right there beside him, and that was just easy. Just drop it in over the top, and there is a penalty flag. We assessed on the kickoff. There was a celebration spiking the ball. So that'll be assessed on the kickoff and unsportsmanlike conduct. Actually, yeah, I'd say it's going to go against Pine Richland.
Touchdown coming with 52 seconds. 5 plays, 94 yards.
Got the offense going, and they weren't going to shy away from trying to score and take a two-score lead going into half.
It's now 14-0 Rams.
Score is now Pine Ridgeland 14. Penn Hills 0.
Makes a big complexion change on this game. So he said go for it.
They did, and they connected. It was almost, you hate to say it, too easy. How effective that drive truly was.
Spencer was 4 of 5 on that drive. 4 of 5, 94 yards. Touchdown to Gochis, 47 yards. Duggar was on coverage. Jaden Duggar for the Indians.
And that only incompletion for Spencer was the time he was being brought down and still getting the ball off. And for a half second, you thought, he's really going to complete this? He's going to get it, and just overshoots his wide receiver. Gochis and finds him later on for the bigger play. The kickoff will take place from the 25 with an unsportsmanlike conduct called against Gochis with the spiking of the ball in the end zone.
From the 18-yard line, Pollard across the 40, the 45, the 50. Nice field position for Dante Pollard in Pine Richland territory.
Pollard on the return.
We're at the 48-yard line. Indians one timeout, 45 seconds.
That's the play you needed to give yourself an opportunity to go for it. Go for the end zone.
48-yard line.
The other time you're only going to run a couple plays. If you don't get anything, you're probably going to take a knee and go into the locker room. This time now you're talking, all right, we got a couple shots here to get first down.
Yeah, I don't think Pine Richland will let him take a knee. They got 2 timeouts left.
Probably not. Probably not.
I wouldn't.
No. Try to get as many possessions as possible.
Duggar steps up in the pocket under pressure, and he'll be sacked. Luke Miller brings him down for a loss of 2. And the Indians just taking their time here. Clock at 20 seconds and running. And the Indians going to try to get another playoff?
Might not.
Down 14, I think you would.
You'd think you would try. I mean, the urgency's not there. I don't think they're worried about it totally, but I'll have to see if they can get the big play.
Duggar rolls to his right, throws. Left-handed, quarterback throws downfield. And a pass intercepted at the 17-yard line.
Duggar passing, intercepted.
That's Brooks Eastburn.
Pine Ridgeland 14, Penn Hill 0.
And that does it with the half. After one half of play, your score, Pine Richland 14, Penn Hills nothing. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network.
Well, here's a good picture. The student section. They're all young.
This year we're going back in time to the style of music based off of jazz. It was made famous in the 1930s and 40s. It saw a comeback in the 1990s and 2000s. You got improvements, and the band was playing. It's funny, when it hits us, you got a lot of reasons, but it's used to have some dance items. It looks like they are. So let's take the show off. Jumping Jack.
Oh, we're letting the crowd in now. Huh? We're letting the crowd in now. Is that okay?
You came to us last year, we did nice for you. You guys took it up another level. Yeah. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Go. That's good. I want you guys to come back. We want you to come back. We want you to come back. Oh, yeah. No, it's good. Hey, I'm going to see the stats.
Next up.
I'm just going to say, you can just see it.
It's clicking. It's clicking.
I want to be like you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
This is only the second game for you guys. Yes. Yeah, we were last Saturday. Such a weird schedule. Yes, it is. For some biggest trips. Yep. I really hope not. Well, here's the thing. We had last Saturday, this Saturday, then we play again on Thursday. Oh, you guys on Thursday? Yeah, twice too.
15 or the 10. I would say closer to the 15 personally.
Second half action about to get underway.
Yeah, we'll be good there.
Second half action about to get underway here at UHAS McGinley Stadium with the score Pine Richland 14, Penn Hills 0. And really a game much closer than what the score would indicate, R.J. Lacey.
Yes, a good defensive battle. Besides a 4-and-out by Penn Hills, well, a punt that ended up being at the 24-yard line. Next play was a touchdown for Pine Richland. And then late in the first half, Pine Richland drives and then connects on a big 48-yard touchdown pass to Gochis from Spencer. And besides two big plays and that last real good drive for Pine Richland, it's been a very good defensive battle between both teams. Both have struggled to move the ball consistently and effectively, but Pine Richland got the two big scores. But this is an opportunity for Penn Hills getting the ball to start the second half, get on the board, and cut it to a one-score lead.
Now, if you're Penn Hills coach, what were you saying in the locker room?
Don't hang your head. You guys you're still in this. You know, it's only 14-0. We've been, for Penn Hills, we've been down. We've been down bigger. We can come back. You know, you've stuck with this team throughout. Everything so far. We've had two plays. That's it. It's gone against us. Otherwise, we're right there in there with them, and we're just as good and talented to come out here, come out big, and go out and get an opening score in the second half.
And if you're Pine Richland,
same old. Keep on trucking. That's all I would do. I would, to use the Schweiger runs with Spencer throws to Yoakum and Gochis. That's all you need.
How important is this drive here for the Penn Hills Indians?
Most important of the night, right here.
We're going to kick off for the Rams. High, short kick. And the Indians run into each other, Roach and Pollard. And they go down at the 24-yard line. In this case, somebody failed to yell, "I got it."
Yeah, communication was not key there. That was bad, and that's one of those ones where, like, you watch two outfielders come closer and closer together in a baseball game, and they collide. And if Roach and them don't collide and Pollard's able to get a free run, he's probably within the 30 already. He's probably, to the 30, 35-yard line with that return rather than tripping up on his own player and being down at the 24.
Duggar keeps it on the ground. The Indians come this way and get across the 25-yard line. Pickup of 2.
Dante Pollard on that one.
Dante Pollard on the carry. Brought down by number 75, Cole Sherman.
That's the first real, it looks like, designed run on the outside of the tackles for a gain. Otherwise, Pine Richland's been there the entire night.
We talked about the stats would have been being very close up until that 96-yard drive by the Rams. It was 192-108 in the first half. Pine Richland with the advantage. Topek with a pickup of about 2.
Derek Topek on the carry.
And it'll be 3rd down and 6. Just like that for the Indians. Duggar looking right, gets the pass away, throws downfield. That's intended for Chase Barney. No, excuse me, that was Jaden Duggar. Nothing called, and they'll bring up a 4th down. Tell you, there's a lot of happy Pine Richland coaches up here in the booth here at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Not because of the score.
Because of the spread.
Penn Hills put out a nice spread in the press box up here. Fried chicken. Nice big thing of penne, broccoli salad, cookies, chips, rolls. Drinks.
Delicious.
Telling you what, they do it right here at Penn Hills.
Take care of the folks that need it taken care of.
That's us. Well, yeah, okay, the coaches.
Well,
High snap. Duggar gets it in, gets a kick away. Takes a Penn Hills bounce, gets picked up. And Andrew Mellis did a nice job of holding on to it. Curious as to why he grabbed it. Unless it hit a Ram in front of him.
I think it hit one of the Rams blocking and bounced off. It grazed his shoulder pad, his left arm, and he was forced to pick up. And Alan Parker tried to jar that ball loose, but somehow Mouse was able to hold on to it.
So the Indians on that all-important opening drive go 3 and out. And now the Rams with an opportunity to really put this one away. And the Rams will pick up 2. It's Brooks Eastburn.
Brought down by number 11, Jake Duggar.
We go quickly out. Another pickup of about 3. That's Yoakum. Pine Richland going to the, I don't want to say hurry up, but exactly what it is.
Yeah, they're pushing that tempo. When you see those 3 wide receivers stacked or bunched on that left side, a lot of times that is going to be a wide receiver screen with this offense. And give Dante Pollard credit. He was the one who made initial contact. And then we have a personal foul. We have a face mask afterwards. So that's 15.
Face mask.
Excuse me, that's a 5-yard penalty. It wasn't personal foul, he said. So it's a regular one, so it's only a 5-yard penalty. But nonetheless, a first down.
Well, it was 3rd and 5. It was a 5-yard penalty. Gave him the 10.
Oh, we got some trick play going on here.
Spencer under pressure by Pugliese, gets away. And gets up to about the 50-yard line, picks up 2. Oh my, Luke Pugliese would like to have that one back.
Yes.
Big gain there for the Rams and another first down. Eastburn.
12-yard run there by Eastburn.
Spencer keeps it himself, has a little bit of a lane inside the 35. Slides at the 32-yard line for a pickup of 6.
Spencer on the keeper.
And now you're seeing that rhythm, fast-paced, high-paced offense, and we got an injury for the Indians. Come to the sideline. Well, the man that came off was Cam Hopkins. A little shaken up on the tackle there. But you saw the high-paced offense. That's what's really going, and that was getting in the rhythm for Pine Richland. And I think now we are going to take a TV timeout.
I don't know if it is a TV timeout. The man in the yellow hat standing out at the 10-yard line, down over to our right.
Really wish he had those orange oven mitts. Those full arm. Those things, they catch your attention when the man's
orange neon.
Yes, those things are bright. It's like a traffic cone. But and then you get you had what would have been a 3rd down, and I believe medium, about 3rd and 6. It would have been 3rd and 4, excuse me. Then you had the face mask penalty, and that's what gave the first down ultimately. They could, we don't know if Pine Ridge is going to keep the offense going after that, but it gives them a free first down. And then the trick play where Pugliese should have had Spencer in the back. I mean, he had 2 hands on him.
Right.
We're playing 2-hand touch. He's down by 15 yards, but Spencer slips out of it, gains a couple yards, and the next play, here they are, pick up first down, and then another run by Spencer picks up 6 on that play and makes it 2nd and 4. And missed opportunities on the defensive side for the Indians. And this is a chance for Coach Ladon to gather his troops, get them in the mindset, hey, it's all right, we're good, you're fine, shake it off, Let's, we've bet so far. Let's not break and give up another score. Let's show them what we can do on the defensive side.
I tell you, Cole Boyd, backup quarterback for the Rams, standing on the sideline on the far side about the 44-yard line. Got the neon hat, orange hat on. Has the pink, neon pink shirt coming out in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month underneath. And has one pink legging.
Well,
but I'm telling you, he stands out there on the sideline.
He stands out, and he's going to signal with the coaches. It'll help get the message across, too, when they bring in those signs from the sideline.
Spencer looks left, throws that way, has a man. And the pass broken up. Yoakum was there, but coming in to separate him was Jawan Brown.
Spencer pass.
He had, the pass had gone over the defender, and Yoakum had it in his hands, but Brown come in and just leveled him.
You meant Brown and Pollard also was there, too. They both collided right on there. And great job by the defender, separate wide receiver from balls. We got a little bit of the delay in the stream. Go watch it. Yeah, that was Pollard who made that click. He was the one who got him.
Spencer flushed out of the pocket, coming to the near side, hits close to the sideline, throws the ball downfield, and it's picked off by the Indians at the 7-yard line. Going up and getting it was Noel Roach. You'll see why he's one of the highest recruited defensive backs in the country. He's committed to go to Akron. Second interception of the game of Spencer. I think that's Roach's second interception, too.
And that's a play. Cole Spencer's looking. He's looking downfield. He's trying to throw it towards a wide receiver, but throw it out of bounds. You're out of the pocket. Throw it out of bounds. You got past the line of scrimmage. He left that in the play field, and Noah Roach just made a pure athletic play. Went up at the highest peak and came down and got that foot in bounds. And that's what the defense needed, and now hopefully they can carry that momentum into the offensive side of the ball.
Except for that 5-play, 96-yard drive before the half, Indians' defense has been outstanding. The other touchdown drive for the Rams was one play, 24 yards. Following the punt, which took a Pine Richland roll. Almost a negative punt. Duggar will pick up a yard.
Tackle by number 54, Connor Lenz.
Clock rolling under 8 minutes to go here, third quarter. Pine Richland 14. Penn Hills nothing.
And the thing we really haven't seen is the short intermediate route running of the passes, the quick slants, the quick curls that we saw last week and earlier in this game that really work with Duggar and Roach and also Jaden Duggar.
Duggar bobbles the snap, falls on it at the 2-yard line. A loss of 5.
Duggar brought down by number 68, Jacob Gilbert.
It's kind of been the thing for Penn Hills tonight, get positive yardage on first down, and then second down, you take a big loss.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate. Bobbled the snap initially, then he's got two running backs running beside him, and he can't control it, and just does the smart thing and falls on it in the end.
They'll lose 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 15. Indians try to run out of their own end zone. Did they get to the end zone? They're going to mark them at the 1. Dante Pollard.
Dante Pollard on the carry. Tackle by number 50.
And the Indians are going to kick from their own end zone, and Pine Richland has been getting close to those kicks all night.
Yes, they have brought the pressure, and an unfortunate event leads to another negative play. Nothing you're really going to do, and now it's up to Duggar to be able to get this one off.
And he does. Caught at the 24-yard line. And Pine Richland will return it to the 15. Andrew Mellis on the return. 6:28 to go in the third.
Tackle by Jawan Brown.
And now Pine Richland with great field position at the 15. Well, that interception was almost like a completion for Pine Richland. I'm getting the ball back down that close.
Yeah, it almost results in that, and the ball will snap, and that it happens. It does, and we saw against Woodland Hills a couple high snaps, and last week against Kiski we saw some snap infractions that led to 5-yard penalties, multitudes of those, and now this one would look like a clean snap right to the chest, and Duggar just closed the hands a little soon and hit off the fingertips, and then you have to run it. Pine Richland's going to bring the pressure and does so, and only gets 1 yard. Loses a yard. Luckily, doesn't get stuffed in the end zone, Dante Pollard, and then nothing you can do for Duggar there. You're bringing the pressure. You just try to get the punt off, and great field position set up for the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams now at the 15-yard line with a great opportunity to extend their 14-point lead over the Indians.
Well, who knows? Maybe you can have Noel Roach come up with another interception or another defensive turnover. Something.
Well, the way it's been going for the Indians, they need a defensive turnover to go for 6.
Yes. Or a slight return.
Yeah.
Slight return.
I mean, they got the interception, but the interception put them at the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
So it's you're almost going out of the pan and into the fire there.
Yeah. Yep. And it was difficult sledding from there, but pressure's right back on the defense, and can they hold strong and see what Pine Richland has and how this offense might be able to get back in rhythm, and Cole Spencer and his multitude of targets to use.
1st and 10 Pine Richland at the Penn Hills 15-yard line. The Rams up 14-0 here in the third. Mellis goes. Pass complete. Underneath. 10-5. Touchdown. Pine Richland. Jeremiah Hasley. Pine Richland made that one look easy.
Well, and they use a distraction. You get the running back, Eastburn, to shift out, and so they think it's going to be a screen to Eastburn on the outside, and you just have Hasley come in underneath and easy pitch and catch. There's no one over the middle, and easy waltz in for the score.
Kick is no good. Score remains Pine Richland 20, Penn Hills nothing. 6:22 to go here in the third.
We have a
penalty flag.
Yep.
It's going to be that kind of a night for Penn Hills. Pine Richland missed the extra point. Penn Hills going to give an opportunity again. It appears like that. Yeah.
Yep, personal foul. Must have ran over the center. Yep, jumped over the center. That's what it was. And that's... Give him another try.
And they're going to go for 2 in the pass is complete to who else? Zach Warenka. And there's another flag.
2-point conversion is good. Flag on the play.
Illegal man downfield.
No, you're going to have to do it again.
Illegal man downfield.
That was a low snap. I'm not sure it was designed that way. Spencer picked it up off the turf. Heads up play by Warenka. When he saw the low snap, he took off as the receiver. Warenka is the kicker.
So that should move the ball back to
It's about the 8-yard line.
Oh, hold on. They're going. No flag. They're erasing the flag. Never mind.
Well, okay.
Alrighty then.
Well, then the score: Pine Richland 22, Penn Hills nothing. 6:22 to go here in the third quarter.
Score is now Pine Richland
here on the Penn Hills Indians Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Indians will be in action Thursday night at North Hills to take on the Indians. It will be a huge conference game.
Yeah, right now
that game may decide who makes the playoffs and who doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Right now North Hills sits up top of the Northeast Conference at 2-0 in the section and 2-2 overall on the year. And if Pine Richland is able to hold on, they would, whichever team comes out victorious tonight would tie them. And that could be the game where Penn Hills looks like, all right, this is our next opportunity. This is how we got to keep ourselves in the playoff hunt.
Set to kick off for Pine Richland.
Kickoff high, short, and goes out of bounds. Doesn't even hit inbounds. Penn was going to make him re-kick. Or do you just take the ball?
I think you just got to take the ball at this point.
Kickoff goes out of bounds. And Hills takes over on their 35-yard line.
In the spring at 152 pounds and is committed to wrestle at the University of Pennsylvania next year. His career wrestling record at PR 104 and 16. So you don't want to mess with him on that either.
So the Indians will take it at the 35-yard line.
We'll have to see if the offense can get anything going here. And like we mentioned, first down plays have been successful, and then after that, it seems like the wheels have fallen off a little bit and unable to convert from there.
Dogger's going to throw. Oh, he's not. Zach Waranka will drop him back at the 26-yard line. A loss of 9.
Back in the backfield.
I'll tell you, Waranka doesn't get a lot of press, but that kid's been everywhere tonight.
Everywhere, everything. Punts, kicks.
He's a 6'1", 205-pound senior.
That kid, and that was the delayed blitz, the way he came off, because he kind of waited, and then boom, finds his way through and nails Duggar in the backfield.
Topek looks for somewhere to go, and who brings him down back at the 21-yard line?
Waranka. Just it's day and night. He's all over the field. And that one is a bad read option. That's a one Duggar's got to keep. Waranka stays on the outside. He's got to keep that and go up in. He leaves Pollard on the outside all alone, and Waranka just says, thank you very much. I'll take the tackle for loss again.
Third and 25 for the Indians. Duggar steps up in the pocket, and he'll be sacked back at the 17-yard line. Not a great possession for the Indians on that one. 3 plays, minus 19 yards.
And that was Pine Richland saying, we're bringing the house, and you're not stopping us. And all 3 plays brought the house. All 3 plays resulted in a loss.
That was Luke Miller with the last sack. Pine Richland, man, they want to get that. They want to get that punt block. They'll be getting in every time, but Duggar's doing a nice job of getting the kick away. 4:17 to go here, third quarter. Pine Richland 22, Penn Hills nothing. The Rams now with the ball at the 50-yard line.
Richland begins their drive on the 50-yard line.
For a quarter and 2/3, this Penn Hills defense stayed right with Pine Richland offense. Stayed right with them. And then the 24-yard play, the starting the ball at the 4-yard line just killed Penn Hills. And that was the downfall from there.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at it, too, 3 touchdowns by Pine Richland tonight. They had a 96-yard drive. As Gokis was open and dropped that one. Pine Richland had a 96-yard drive for the half for their second touchdown.
Yes.
Their first touchdown, 24 yards, 1 play.
That's it.
The third touchdown, 15 yards, 1 play.
Well, and that 24 yards, too, that was a bad punt. And it also came off the re-punt that Coach LaDon called for. The first one, they would have had the ball right around the 25-yard line, I believe.
About the 30 or 31.
And then they punt again, and it gets down inside the 5-yard line, and that was the downfall for there. And it just seems like from there, it's slowly snowballed, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's we mentioned, but two touchdown drives for a total of 39 yards. Spencer with a scramble down to the 32-yard line, 18 yards.
Spencer on the keeper.
First down, Rams.
And that was just a beautiful read option by Spencer. He kept it himself. Scrambles, makes a couple men miss, and was patient in the middle of the field with all these defenders around him.
Wells in motion to the near side. Spencer throws. Has a man. Pass complete. Pollard on the coverage. Wraps up Eli Yoakum. Pickup of about 9.
Spencer pass complete to Yoakum. Tackle by Roach.
Second and a yard. I think you try end zone here.
Yes.
Oh, Spencer keeps it himself. Picks up the first down.
Spencer on the keeper.
Not as daring as we are, RJ.
Tackle by Luke.
No, you're just trying to get the first down, and able to do so.
And they keep the clock rolling, under 3.5 to go here third quarter. The Rams up 22-0.
Flag on the field.
I think that's the first offensive penalty by Pine Richland tonight.
Had the face mask. You had the unsportsmanlike conduct after the score.
Illegal procedure.
That was the other one. And then you had...
I mean, in terms of false start, holding.
Yes, yeah, and in the atypical penalties, that is the typical form of offense. That is their first. I would agree with you.
I mean, they had the illegal formation on the punt.
Yeah,
but
yep.
Yoakum at the 30. Inside the 20, the 15, inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. Rams at the 7-yard line. 19 yards on the catch and run by Yoakum. And the Rams in business.
They had that bunch set a little bit, and it was just a quick screen. Easy to set up play for Yoakum.
6th play of the drive here for the Rams. Again, back at the 50-yard line. Spencer keeps himself. Hit the 5, spins inside the 5.
Spencer on the carry.
To the 3.
Tackle by Jawan. Brown.
And Spencer keeps it himself to finish off the drive.
Cole Spencer on the carry. That results in a Pine Richland touchdown.
Simple 3-yard run, easy. And that's why you do those runs with Cole Spencer. You know he's got his multifaceted quarterback. And
touchdown coming with 2:21 to go in their third quarter. Rams now up 28-0. Try the point after. Spencer to hold. Wawrinka to try the point after. Booms this one up and through. Score now Pine Richland 29. Penn Hills nothing. There on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
And this is the learning game for Penn Hills. You know, this is the game where we knew they were going to. This is going to be a real big test for them. I mean, they've been tested already. They faced North Allegheny, they faced Woodland Hills, but this was the game that everyone saw and was like, all right, this is going to be our litmus test. We're going to see where we're at. And they hung in there for a while, and then Pine Richland showed the experience, and that's going to come for this Penn Hills team. And people don't realize it, and a lot of coaches will say it, you know, you learn when you lose. You know, you learn what you did wrong, what you can improve on, and it's going to be a short week this week, but you take in what you can and go out, you know, this coming Thursday against North Hills. I know the game's not over yet by any means, but you take what you've had so far and you learn from it and you mature from it. And this is the game that they might just put in the back of the memory bank and say, hey, next year come, let's
I mean, you know,
let's get one.
You got to remember, Pine Richland won the 6A championship last year.
Yes.
You know, of course, the Indians just 2 years removed from winning the 5A state title. Indians will take it at the 21-yard line.
Pollard was the one that caught it and just stepped out of bounds.
No time ticked off the clock.
Split second.
A touchdown to 221. Still 221 up there. Yeah. It's all right.
We're on the call. we don't got the scoreboard control.
We'll see if that second comes back as big at the end. Dogger throws right, pass complete to Roach across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Duggar pass, complete to number 6, no, Roach.
And that's the pass I was talking about earlier that I haven't seen a lot of tonight. Now, also, the last drive, Duggar barely had time to breathe after getting a snap because the defense was so quick in the backfield. But those are the kind of plays that gets the offense into a rhythm.
Duggar. Quarterback draw for a yard.
Guess who? On the tackle.
Duggar on the keeper, brought down by Warinka.
Warinka once again, he's just, you mentioned, he's kind of like the unsung hero of this defense and the captain of how he leads it. A middle linebacker position.
Third and 4. Duggar gets the pass away. Pass complete to Roach. First down at the 33-yard line.
Duggar pass complete to Roach. Play results in a Penn Hills. First down.
Sure, the Indians definitely like to at least get on the scoreboard.
And this is and that's the kind of passes, and you like to see the response. Yeah, you're down 29-0, and you're running into the third quarter, but the offense is still out there. They're still trying to pick up plays. They're trying to make the ball move, and that's the little things you like to see in a team when they're down by a large margin late into a game.
Duggar flushed, coming this way. Gets the pass away, and it's caught at the 45-yard line. Brendan Hill held on to it.
Number 22, Brendan Hill. That play results.
That's a nice first down play for the Indians.
First down.
And that ball had some zip on it.
That did.
He was rolling to the near side. He had to squeeze it into a tight window where only his wide receiver was going to get it, and Hill held on to it, or he was eating it in the face mask, honestly. And that'll be the end of the quarter.
And the clock will wind down. After 3.
Your score after
Score,
three,
Penn Richland 29, Penn Hills nothing.
Penn Hills 0.
You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network.
You look at this drive, and it's been the passing game is what's got it going for the Indians, and a lot of positives. You're not settling, you're not laying down, you're going at it, and keep the momentum going, and something to build off. Like you mentioned before, just even get a score on the board for the end of the game. It's better than seeing that goose egg on there for under the Indians' name. But a long, sustained drive is what gets the offensive rhythm. You're starting to see it, and you're starting to see more pieces used around Duggar. It's not just Noel Roach, and it's just not Pollard or Topek. You're also seeing Jaden Duggar. You're seeing Brendan Hill. You're seeing also getting in the mix tonight, DeAndre Mitchell has a reception as well. So you're seeing the multitude of players being used and expanding the roles of others to help others benefit from that as well. Your stars can benefit from other guys getting those chances.
Young team, these Penn Hills Indians. We mentioned several times, quarterback Julian Duggar, just a freshman.
Yep.
Roach is a senior, Topek's a senior, Pollard's a senior, Juwan Brown's a senior, but you got a lot of underclassmen coming up underneath, a lot of talent below.
Yeah, and you mentioned a couple of the guys you're seeing are gone, but you're going to also have Jaden Duggar back next year. And you look on the other side for Pine Richland, on the roster that I found and I saw, not a single freshman on that roster.
They don't need any.
No, but
they probably have a freshman team. That's
But you look at it, it's a lot of experience at the same time.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah, you're correct. There is not a freshman.
So that's also what comes into it. You got that experience on the other side that has been through it. Compared to these starters for Penn Hills.
Duggar launching one down the sideline, has a man in a pass too far. Roach was going up the sideline. Yeah, Penn Hills does not have a freshman team, so the freshmen come up to varsity.
Yep. There probably is a junior high JV team for Pine Richland. But a lot of these guys, 2 years ago when Penn Hills won the 5A state championship, weren't seeing the field. There was a lot of seniors and juniors on that team 2 years ago.
Duggar, read option, almost lost the football. Zach Warenka popped it loose. Duggar did a nice job of holding on to it. He'll be tackled for a loss of 6 back to the 39-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 6. Again, we talk about that second down play for the Indians tonight.
And the second down, that first, I like the 1st and 10 play. Go for the shot. You've had a couple shorter passes. Go for the shot. And then you try to run their option, and Pine Richland's been there all night on the edge and bringing the pressure upfield. And it's like you mentioned, that second down play has what's been the Achilles heel so far.
Yeah, that and Zach Warenka. Indians on a 3rd and 16. Timeout called by Penn Hills. 11:07 to go, 4th quarter. Pine Richland 29, Penn Hills nothing. On the Trib Live High School Sports Network. So if Penn Hills doesn't get the first down and Pine Richland gets the ball back, they have an opportunity to get in the end zone and get the clock running.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, I've been doing Penn Hills games for 27 years. I don't recall an instance that Penn Hills has been mercy ruled.
Interesting.
Honestly, I do not recall an instance where Penn Hills has been mercy ruled.
I think Aliquippa had a streak broken a year or two ago where they got mercied. Might have been the first time they got mercied, but I don't think they've ever been mercied in the pit, which is a fun place to go to. But they had some ridiculously long streak as well, and it's quite incredible to think about those kind of things.
We were supposed to go scrimmage at the pit before COVID. Duggar rolls left, throws downfield, and the pass too high, too far.
Interception.
They pick it off.
Yes. He toe tapped on that side.
Oh my goodness, Charlie Mill.
And we got a flag though down back at the 29 of Penn Hills.
Number 18, Charlie Mill.
We got a roughing the passer call?
Flag on the play.
I don't know. The offense is kind of coming this way, so.
Actually, no. It looks like the offense is staying roughing the passer.
Yep.
That negates the play.
Roughing the passer.
And now it'll make it 3rd and 1. It's not an automatic first down.
That penalty results in Penn Hills.
No, well, I guess it does.
Personal foul. Oh, hold on, we got another whistle. We might get into our yardage situation for the 3rd week in a row. We're due for it. We had it 2 weeks ago in Woodland Hills. We had it last week, Kiski. I think. Oh nope, they're coming to a quick judgment. They like it.
Okay, all right.
I like it too, guys.
I thought it was 3rd and 16 myself, so you know.
It was.
Well, okay. Penn Hills will take it. Negates the incredible interception by Charlie Mill. Nonetheless, that's one for the highlight film.
Yes, that was a beautiful catch and toe tap.
Duggar, quarterback read. Option. Ahead for 3.
Duggar on the carry.
And that was a different run for Duggar compared to the other read options. That time he waited. He decided he was going to keep it, and then he waited till the hole opened, and then he went for it. It wasn't like he tried to force it, and that's when it allowed these Pine Richland Rams to come upfield and make a tackle for loss.
Duggar has some room. If he wants to take off running, he does. We'll have the first down. And gets out of bounds inside the 35. We'll mark him at the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 for the young freshman. And it's a first down for Penn Hills. Indians looking to try to get on the board here in this contest. They trail Pine Richland 29-0.
Well, an unnecessary penalty kept the drive alive, and now this is the time you can capitalize. Didn't capitalize early in the game. Now you have a chance to even try to get one on late and put one on the board just to make yourself feel a little bit better after tonight.
Duggar takes off again. It's wrapped up and thrown down. A penalty flag comes in. Looks like you're going to call a face mask call against Luke Miller. I believe that's his second of the game.
That would be his second face mask of the game. And this one's the personal foul variety. So mark it off 15 yards as well.
Personal foul. Face mask. Pine Richland. That penalty results in Penn Hills. First down.
Oh, the Indians inside the 20. Duggar steps up in the pocket, and he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Jacob Domer
Brought down by number 16.
was not fouled.
Jacob Domer.
Quick tempo offense now for the Indians.
Just a junior on this defensive line.
Duggar throws left side pass complete, and Roach will have a first down inside the 10-yard line around the 8. They're going to mark him back at the 9. Short of the first down.
But a nice job by Roach. Come back towards the ball, make the reception, and then fight his way even to get just a yard short of the stick to gain. Was impressive enough with 2 defenders on him.
High snap. And that's the kind of night it's been for the Indians.
Yes.
You go from 3rd and 1 to 4th and 12.
And you can see Julian Duggar's frustration. He's just looking at center, hands going up, and he knows we're right there, guys. This is our time to capitalize, and we're making mental mistakes like this. And you're not going to have a personal foul call bail you out every time like we've had already twice now against Pine Richland.
It's the 12th play of this drive, which began back at the 21-yard line. And it began back in the third quarter. Doggard, left-handed quarterback, throws pass. Little behind Roach. He had him. Pass incomplete, and the Indians will turn over on downs at the 20-yard line. 8:39 to go here in this game. Rams up 29-0.
Roach is hurt. When he reached back for that pass, he took a hit right in the shoulder, between the shoulder blades, and he instantly even the Pine Richland Ram players were waving to the sideline, calling for a trainer. As we see on the delays, we're watching it back, and just unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we saw in a replay, Caden Schweiger just turned around and looked immediately over to the sideline, was waving the training staff on. Pine Richland training staff was first ones out there. Roach has helped up.
Walking off under his own power. Great sight to see. I would imagine his night will be done in efforts to not to risk him the rest of the night,
right,
and also to have him for the rest of the season, not let alone this Thursday against North Hills.
And the Akron Zips who are watching are saying, set him down. Set him down.
Coach, take the
Set him
helmet.
down.
Take the helmet. I don't want to see the next guy coming up for them. And I mean, no one wants to see a player get hurt, obviously.
No.
And we hope it's nothing major. We hope it's just, got stunned a little, knocked out of him, something like that.
Probably. He's walking around by himself down there. He looks okay.
Yeah, they're doing a little concussion test, and you got to do that protocol, high hit, Got to go through that, and we'll wish the best for him, and hopefully we'll see him on the turf next week in Mortarelli Stadium.
So the Rams have it with 8:39 to go, and I think if you're the Rams, you're running the football.
Yes, you're trying to kill as much clock as possible, or
I mean, even if you run the ball 3 times and turn it over, it's a 4-score game.
yeah.
So, if you can run the ball 3 times and knock off 2 minutes, the defense has been playing well. Spencer, toss right. Oh, and they're running the football, and Eastburn picks up 11 for 11.
Eastburn on the carry. Tackle by number 17, Chase.
So the Rams quickly up to the line. Let's see how much of the play clock they use. I mean, I'm thinking you run it down to under 5 seconds. No, they run it off 24 seconds. Spencer's going to throw. Pass complete at the 40-yard line. And Yoakum out to the 48, 18 yards.
Spencer pass complete to Yoakum.
And another first down.
That play
Wow,
right there,
Rams look like they're one to.
they're going to score. That play right there signifies we're going for the score, and we're going to make sure we get this. We're not going to short side our offense tonight. We want to get that rhythm going. And offsides.
Flag on the field.
This is the Indians, Bakari Hopkins.
Encroachment. Penn Hills.
Eastburg again with a first down, 13 yards.
Brooks Eastburn on the carry.
I mean, they're running the football. It's just not stopping him right now.
No, he's running right up the middle, and at first we saw, we haven't even seen like rushing. We on the year statistically leading. They're trying to get the clocks going, and Jordan Burns and Tristan Taylor, and tonight it's been the opposite. Kaden Schreiger and Brooks Eastburn have been the running backs.
Eastburn will go in motion off to the right. Empty set for Spencer. Straight drop. Deep drop. Looks, throws downfield. Pass complete at the 25-yard line. Camden Wells.
Spencer pass complete. Camden Wells.
We got a penalty flag.
Got holding against the Rams, so this one's going to come way back.
Yeah, that was that edge presence by Penn Hills. And Spencer held on and was waiting for it. And we're watching, oh yeah, there was a hole.
Oh. Keith Pellman was manhandled.
He couldn't do anything. That arm was around the shoulder pad and at the back of the numbers and couldn't move.
Wow. They called that one deep.
Well, it's from
That's
the spot
16 yards.
And they said, well, spot of the fouls would be at the 40. They're saying it was at the 45 of Penn Hills, moves it to the Pine Richland 45.
Spencer sets up the screen. Yoakum will have a first down inside the 30 at the 26-yard line. 29 yards.
That was Goches.
Excuse me, it was Goches.
And Pine Richland first out.
I saw the 5. Turned out it was a 15.
Well, that holding play, yeah, gone.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it anymore.
Clock 6:50 and running. The Rams up 29-0.
Spencer pass complete to Hasley.
Jeremiah Hasley down to about the 20-yard line.
Tackle by Chase Barney.
And now you're starting to see Pine Richland use the clock. They saw that one came off at 6. This one's probably going to come off at like 20 because they're not messing with the rhythm.
They stopped the clock. Halsley, who had the pass reception,
On the carry.
just short of the first down. Bring up 3rd and 1.
Tackle by number 53, Josh Wade. They're down.
Eastburn to Spencer's right. Now I'll come back to the left. Quarterback read, Spencer. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Spencer on the keeper.
Derek Topek on the tackle for the Indians. 1st and goal for the Rams.
To the Pine Richland. First and goal.
Well, my stats, Spencer is the 2nd leading rusher on the team with 45 yards. Eastburn has 47 on the night so far. Spencer.
Well, it won't be Eastburn rushing here. Just watch for Spencer to keep it himself. Into the end zone. It's picked off by the Indians. Dante Pollard with the interception. I hate to say this, but it looked like Spencer just gave that one to the Indians.
Well, yeah. He's looking for his man. I think
unless it was a timing pattern, he was thrown into a spot.
I don't know if he's expecting. I don't know if that was Wells or it was Hasley. But I think it was Hasley. He was expecting him to sit there, and it was a timing route, and he just let it go. And
3rd interception of the game for Spencer.
Pollard will say thank you very much.
You know what? And wisely, he just took the knee and got it out to the 20.
Take the touchback and sit it down.
You know, and see what the Indians can do here. Try to get some yards.
last offensive drive was successful. Well, not successful, but it was effective for
Again, that bad snap on third down.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You were second.
I mean, it was 3rd and 1.
Yes, it was 31. You had
At the 8-yard line.
and the ball gets snapped to the 20.
So it's, the Penn Hills Indians are going to look to try to move the ball a bit here.
Self-inflicted wounds, and you had 2 personal foul penalties that kept the drive alive. Also called against Pine Richland. You had the roughing the passer, which negated an interception, and then we have the face mask added on to the run of Duggar. And you're like, okay, and then you get the 3rd and 1. You're like, well, all right, they're at the 8-yard line. They pick up the first down. Here we go, 1st and goal, and then high snap. And it's just self-inflicted wounds have unfortunately affected this young team.
So now the Indians up to the line here. Duggar throws, pass. Oh, the reach of no Roach. Back in. And I hear from shouting from Ohio. No!
Oh, the Zips are not zipping their lips on that one. They probably wanted to zip, but good to see he's back out there healthy, ready to go, though.
Absolutely. Clock stops with 5:10 to go. The Rams up 29-0 here late. High snap. Indians keep it on the ground. Late penalty flag comes in. Comes Cam Hopkins with the carry.
Flag on the play.
Holding against the Indians.
Holding. Penn Hills.
There's your 2nd down mistake. It was going to be a positive play. It was going to be a gain of 4. And 10-yard penalty from the 20 back to the 10. Or half this is the goal, however you want to look at it, because it all ends up the same.
Duggar pass complete. Right side. Up the sideline. That's a first down for the Indians. DeAndre Mitchell. Oh, they're going to only stepped out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
To DeAndre Mitchell.
So, 2nd down. I got a positive yardage there.
Yeah, after the penalty, got a positive yardage, and from a guy who hasn't been a typical receiver early in the year, and DeAndre Mitchell, but has 2 receptions tonight, and that was a nice reception. Pulled it in, cut up field, just slipped out of bounds, or, if he doesn't, it looks like he gets pushed out finally at the 35-yard line.
Duggar will keep it himself. He'll be held short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1. And if you're Penn Hills, why not?
You got to. By
number 68, Jacob Dover.
What else you got to lose at this point with 4:20 to go here in regulation, trailing 29.
Well, if you don't make it, Pine Richland gets the ball back with 4 minutes. And do they drive for a score, or they just try to?
Well, we thought they were going to kind of try to run the clock out, and then they were going for a score.
And Duggar sacked. Back at the 23-yard line, a loss of 6.
Duggar brought down in the backfield.
Indians turn over on downs
Number 54.
with 3:58 to go.
Yeah, that was all-out bring the house blitz. Luke Miller was in the face and brings him down. We'll see what the Rams do. Will they try to clock it out or run the clock out or put another one on the board?
Eastburn dives ahead for 4.
Eastburn on the carry. Tackle by Garrett.
And that looked like that was almost it.
Well, we'll see how much of the play clock they use. I mean, they should wind it all down. I mean, if they do it quickly, you know they're looking for a score here.
Yeah. And
I mean, but they should wind this one down to about 5 seconds or under.
kind of what they're doing, they're looking to the sideline. Coaches aren't signing anything yet. Now they're going off about 10 seconds ago.
Eastburn inside the 5, touchdown.
Brooks Eastburn for the Pine Richland touchdown.
Pine Richland up 35-0. Touchdown coming with 3:19 to go. It looked like nobody wanted to tackle him.
Nope. Nope.
The extra point is good.
Kick is up and good.
Scores Pine Richland 36.
3:19 to go, fourth quarter. Pine Richland 36. Penn Hills nothing. So now we'll see the mercy rule.
Yeah, and it honestly, no one wanted to touch him. And that was just, as soon as he got past the initial line, it was just like, nope, never mind. I don't feel like it anymore. And, I hate, don't like to say that kind of things, but just what it felt like on that one.
And I wouldn't even call that a case of trying to run up the score.
No, that was a dive up the middle, and no one made a tackle. And what do you do with Eastburn? You really slide down and try to run the clock? No, you go in the end zone.
Right.
It is what it is at that point.
Ball bounces at the 25-yard line. Indians wisely fall on it. And as soon as the officials set the ball, the clock will start to run.
Yep, as soon as they get that.
Let's see what the Indians do here. They still have Duggar in. Indians lose the football, and Pine Richland looks like they fall on it at the 25.
Pine Richland recovers the Penn Hills fumble.
There's Micaiah Massey on the carry. Pine Richland has it at the 25 with 2:50 to go, and I suspect they're not going to run a play.
No.
Well, they'll take a knee in.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since the clock will start here, and they got 25 seconds before they even have to snap it on first down.
Or you just run a couple draws with, looks like another sub in there. Actually, Tristan Taylor, junior.
And it'll be Taylor. Side to 25, the 20. Dives himself ahead, close to a first down. In fact, they'll give him 10 yards. Oden with the tackle.
Tristan Taylor on the carry.
Spencer's night is done.
And the man we mentioned earlier, Cole Boyd.
That neon pink. I mentioned the leg sleeve, the shirt underneath. We are in October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as you mentioned earlier, Bill.
You don't see as much of the pink as you used to.
No.
I think it's kind of run its course.
Well.
And just like that, Tristan Taylor from 15 yards out gets himself a touchdown.
Yep.
And once again, I'm not sure anybody even touched him.
Yeah, it was a simple power out kind of sweeping play and wide open. Taylor with a little shifty speed and into the end zone before being touched.
The extra point is good. Scores Pine Richland 43.
Scores Pine Richland 43, Penn Hills nothing.
Penn Hills 0.
That's the game. It was 14-0 at half. 14-0 at halftime. And that was because of a late score.
Yeah, it was scoreless at 2:39, at 2:45, and then that was the first score of the second quarter. You know, for the first 22 minutes, we didn't have a score in the game, and then all of a sudden it was 2, and then second half has just been the Rams running downhill and self-inflicted wounds caused by the Indians as well, not being allowed drives to fully set up and develop.
Yeah, Pine Richland with 15 in the third, 14 in the fourth. And Penn Hills will have it at the 31.
Number 23, Keith Condon on the return.
If you're Penn Hills, do you run plays or are you just going to take a knee and get out of here?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. Running clock, I'm probably... I don't know.
No gain on the play. Keith Condon.
Well, I mean, that works just as well as a knee.
Indians in no hurry as well. They're running the play clock down. We're under a minute. Clock running at 50 seconds. 43-0 Pine Richland. That's a first down for Condon across the 45 to the 49-yard line.
Play results for Penn Hills. First down.
Little bright spot there for the Indians.
Oh, nice rush right up the middle.
Yeah. Keith Condon's a 5'11 sophomore. On it for no gain.
Condon on the carry.
And that's going to do it. That's going to be your game. Final score, Pine Richland 43.
Pine Richland 43. Penn Hills
Penn Hills nothing.
The Penn Hills School District would like to thank you for attending this evening's game. As always, remind you to drive home. Safely.
I almost said that middle school game, thank you for not attending tonight's game.
Well, RJ, a tale of two halves.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, really, the first 22 minutes we mentioned, Penn Hills was right there with Pine Richland, held them defensively, and then the 2:39 mark was the first score, and then another score came with 52 seconds to go in the half. And then from there on out, it was in the second half, it was Penn Hills would get an offensive drive going, and then they get a positive game on first down, second down, big negative loss, and then from there it was over. You know, they couldn't get the drive going, and self-inflicted wounds, and Pine Richland, you could say that the sleeping dog woke up and they finally attacked, and they hit some big plays, and they capitalized when they had the opportunities compared to the Indians.
Say it's not like the Indians just didn't show up tonight. You mentioned the self-inflicted wounds, especially in the second half, like on second down. After having positive first downs, they take losses on second down or even third down. You know, a 3rd and 1 at the 8-yard line. Had a bad snap and taking a loss back to the 20.
Yep.
So now it's 4th and 13 at the 20-yard line. Then they turn the ball over on downs. But, for the first half, I mean, Penn Hills defense stood toe-to-toe with the Pine Richland offense, but then, the second half came along. It just opened up. Of course, Pine Richland had the advantage of a couple of short drives. They had a couple of one-play drives of 15 yards and 24 yards, but they did have that 96-yard drive there in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I mean it started with that 24-yard touchdown. That was the first score, but I mean you also got to think Penn Hills first drive for the Indians. They get all the way down to the 4-yard line and don't score. You had a switching kickers tonight due to some issues and couldn't really kick a field goal, and then you went for it and you don't get any points, and if you score there, the game might change.
Right.
That might change the momentum of the game. And then, but they stuck with it though throughout, and then it was finally like, okay, Pine Richland got their 2 shots in. It is what it is. We're going in half. We get the ball start, and then it was almost like Penn Hills did their own gut punch, and then Pine Richland went for the haymakers.
The last 2 Pine Richland touchdown drives were 2 plays, 23 yards, 2 plays, 25 yards. After Penn Hills turned the ball over on downs late at the 20-yard line. They're trying to get back into it at 29-0. And then a fumble at the 25 after that touchdown on the first play gave Pine Richland the ball back, and it took them 2 plays to up 43-0. So, I mean, even at that point, late in the game with under 4 minutes to go, it was still only 29-0.
Yeah. And it was 29-0. No, the last score was 2:21, and the third was made it 29-0. Even then, even 6 minutes ago in the third, it was 22-0. So you're only down 3 scores. You get one in the third, you get a couple more, and you may get one more in the fourth, early in the fourth, and your pressure's on now, Pine Richland.
So if you look at the Pine Richland touchdown drives, they had 1 of 96, 1 of 50. And they had 4 touchdown drives of 25 yards or less.
Yep.
So it wasn't like the offense was getting the ball inside their own 20-yard line and driving up the field for a score. It was a matter of Penn Hills 4 times giving Pine Richland and that offense excellent field position at the 25-yard line or closer.
And you unfortunately were handcuffed into going forward on 4th down with having Duggar to punt, and not saying he can't hit some good punts, but Pine Richland noticed that.
But he's not your usual punter.
Right, and Pine Richland noticed that, so they brought the house. And
right.
that puts the pressure on even more, and that makes it even harder for a young kid, let alone being the quarterback of the entire team, but also, hey, now you got to give the ball to the other team, but hey, can you get them, 40 yards more downfield? Well,
the buzzsaw of Pine Richland will just move on for another week, and for Penn Hills, It's a short week for them. They have to have a short memory. They have to go into tomorrow forgetting about today and knowing that tomorrow starts North Hills week.
Yeah, tomorrow starts North Hills week. You get back in it. You have 3 more conference or section games that you want to look at. It starts next week. You start the chain there, and you get yourself. You got to go one game at a time from now on. You can't look like, well, we have to win out to get now. We have to win at North Hills, and that's it. And Coach Ladon's going to preach that to his guys, and they're going to come out ready for next week. It's a short week, but you got to have a short memory,
right,
especially in football. No matter how long you have a span, you got to forget about the loss. And Penn Hills will go do that. Pine Richland will go on to face Shaler at home next week, and we'll have to see for them what the Rams will look like, and we'll have to circle that October 16th matchup against North Hills with the Rams. But for the Indians, like you said, short-term memory right here.
All right, it's going to be a short week. Thursday night at Martorelli Stadium, a big game for both Indians.
Yes.
And seriously, a game that could decide who goes to the playoffs and who does not. So, RJ, great to have you along for another week.
It was a privilege.
Let's do it again.
Yes.
3 more weeks in the regular season before we start the playoffs, and we'll see what happens from there. Once again, your final score from Uhas McGinley Stadium at Penn Hills. The Rams victorious tonight over the Indians by a score of 43-0. My broadcast partner, RJ Lacey, from our camera woman, Helen. I'm Bill Navari. Thank you all for watching the Penn Hills Indians and Trib Live High School Football Networks. Good night, everybody.
They gave up at the end. Yep. They want to say it, but, it's just, you don't want to say that, but it's just like, it was obvious. It was just so obvious.
Before I forget, but everybody's still welcome to go in.